just didn't give ourselves a chance and opportunity to take some shots at the end zone. Obviously, I had a little chance at the last one. I just tried to give my guys a shot. We came short.
Dak, on that throw there at the end, did it kind of slip out of your hands? Did you have a good grip on it?
I mean, obviously it wasn't as nice of a spiral as I wanted to. I'm pretty sure it slipped a little bit. Didn't have my feet underneath me, obviously, but wish I could have maybe bought a couple of more seconds. But once again, I got to go back and check on the film. Maybe I could have set my feet. Who knows? Who knows right now? I've got to go look at it.
Dak Prescott talking about the last offensive play from Dallas's 38-31 loss to Seattle on Sunday. We broke that game down yesterday carefully, Chris. We didn't put a lot of focus on the final play, but it was an example of incredible escapability by Dak Prescott, because if he falls, if he stumbles, and he did stumble, if that knee hits the ground, game's over.
Right.
You've got 11 seconds at the moment his knee would have hit. You've got all your receivers in the end zone. You're not getting all those guys back, lined up, and another play called and snapped by then. And even if you do, it's going to be Keystone Cops, right? So what do you do after you have twisted and turned and almost fallen down and then regather yourself? What he did was he fired the ball into the end zone and it got intercepted. Right. Now, Chris, before we go down this Jerry Jones, did he or didn't he criticize Dak rabbit hole, I think from the benefit of hindsight and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday quarterbacking, I can say, Dak had enough time to run out of bounds and get one more play. He could have bought a few more seconds before he threw the ball. He could have taken another click or two while he ran forward toward the line of scrimmage to see whether or not someone really was open, because no one was open. He threw the ball into a cluster of bodies and it was intercepted. But that's part of the challenge, and that's one of the skills of extending a play. You have to also be able to refocus and reorient yourself on what's going on down the field once you have escaped a sack and you're moving laterally after you have, almost like with a play-action pass, when you turn your back to the field, you have to refocus on everything that's happening and figure out who's open and who isn't.
Well, exactly right. And he's trying to throw the ball in the back of the end zone, and you'll see here in the first frame that we're showing, like, okay, you don't see the intended receiver he's trying to throw to at this moment. It's really Noah Brown, which, Kristen, if you go to the next picture, you'll see there he is. And, Dak Prescott did not flush the throw, right? It wasn't pure. It probably didn't come out of his hand with all the pop and everything, the spiral, to control everything he needed to make the throw perfect. First off, it's a very tough situation. You could see there, the Seahawks know he's throwing it in the end zone. There's 4 guys there already. They're ready, and there's a 5th just outside the screen to get into the play as well. So, could Dak Prescott maybe have he could have thrown it away. Could he ran out of bounds and lost a few yards? Yeah, maybe. But at the same time, he dropped back to pass. It's a 3-man rush. He's got 5 on 3, and immediately he has pressure. So the Cowboys offensive line, even though they had 2 more people, couldn't block the other 3 guys. He bust through, so now he's in frenzy mode too, right, Mike? Try to put yourself in his shoes where, okay, you're in frenzy mode, oh no, I might go down, holy crap, I stayed up, and now you're going, wait, I don't know how much time's on the clock, and how close are these guys that are right next to me right now really, after I've regained my balance and everything like that, to where you probably are going to rush everything a little bit because you're worried about, wait, am I going to even be able to get this ball off in time? Am I going to get sacked? And I'm sure he rushed it a little bit, and it didn't come out clean. I got an easy solution.
Yeah. Easy solution.
Right.
Throw it away. Throw it away. Don't throw it to the end zone. Throw it out of bounds, past the line of scrimmage. You're outside the pocket. It's not intentional grounding.
I know.
Do that.
I said that. I said that already. I said he could have ran out of bounds. He could have thrown it away, right? But he took one shot. He gives himself another shot to throw it into the end zone. He's going to be throwing the same type of throw the next play no matter what. I mean, Seattle knows what's going down. He's going to end up having to throw a ball into a crowd of bodies to win the football game and hope his guy comes up with it. He just didn't
Unless
throw.
You got a play drawn up. Remember that Tyreek Hill play when the Chiefs played the Cowboys a couple of years ago?
That was amazing.
Instead of throwing it to the end zone, now they don't have a Tyreek Hill. It helps to have a Tyreek Hill.
No.
They got a CD Lamb. Yeah. They could draw something up instead of throwing it to the end zone.
All right, but don't if me
maybe...
to death. They didn't do that. That's not on Dak Prescott. Then if somebody should have ifly told him another play and figured that out. But that's not Dak Prescott's fault.
Here's the point. We're just setting the table because there was a comment yesterday from Jerry Jones. And when I saw the words, because there was a buzz yesterday that he had compared Dak in a not-so-favorable way to quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, and Tony Romo. I saw the words, and I thought he's really not comparing them in an unfavorable way. He's comparing them in a favorable way because they all have mobility to extend plays. But then yesterday on PFTPM, for the first time, I actually heard what Jerry Jones said. You get to hear it now, and have an open mind. As you listen to Jerry Jones, the mellifluous tones of Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, ask yourself, is he criticizing Dak, or is he lumping him in a positive way with these other quarterbacks? Here it is.
And obviously with their quarterback, who's, I think, at the highest level right now because of his, frankly, as much as just his natural ability to make plays, his mobility. And this guy's very quick and elusive and can get in and out of situations with his feet and buy time. The quarterback we played Sunday is of that kind of nature. Has great ability to get in and out and then make the play. That play Dak made at the end of the game that got intercepted. Well, the result of Dak's ability that let him get that ball off was really great and outstanding. Well, these guys have that ability a lot. They are very quick-footed, and they have the unique ability to possibly take their eyes away from the field for a minute and then immediately focus back and see. Romo had that. And so they could turn his back on it and turn around and hand-eye and get it done quick. And so those are things that show up, and that's what's showing up with these guys. They're buying time with their feet. They're buying time with their instincts and their feet.
See, when I first saw the words, Chris, my reaction was that Jerry Jones is saying Patrick Mahomes, that was the first quarterback he was talking about, Russell Wilson, Tony Romo, Dak Prescott all have the ability to buy time with their feet, something we've been talking about repeatedly in recent weeks because that's the dividing line between the good quarterbacks and the great quarterbacks. Yeah. Good quarterback can run the play that's called, but when it goes to crap, you got to do something. But the reference to the interception and the reference to the ability of these other guys to focus after they've turned their back on the defense, that's where that little bit of my guy can't do it like Mahomes, Wilson, and Romo could because he threw the interception. He didn't get refocused. He fired the ball into a cluster of bodies, and the ball got picked off. It's not refocusing at all. It's just getting rid of the football before you get splattered. And when I hear it, when I see the words, I think no criticism. When I hear the words, there's just something there that makes me think he wishes his guy who's here was just a little bit higher when it comes to the ability to elude and then to make good decisions after you've managed to elude those who are chasing.
Yeah, I'm with you all the way. Like when you read it, it is a little different than when you hear it. And I don't like when I hear it, I don't think he's trying to like take a shot at Dak Prescott or anything like that. I mean, first he's complimenting him about what of a great job he was to stay up on that play and do that. But then he kind of says, like, he doesn't have that natural elusive ability like the rest of those other guys do, who can do it on a play-by-play basis and kind of goes there. So, yeah, I mean, it is a little bit of a, under-the-table shot there a little bit. Now, I mean, the big thing is that's not Dak Prescott's game. He moves well. I mean, he runs well. I mean, they quarterback design runs, read option. He runs over people for touchdowns at the 2-yard line. But is he a scrambler and a dancer in the pocket like Russell Wilson, Mahomes, Rodgers, Deshaun Watson, even Josh Allen at this point? No, he's not. That's not the type of player he is. It's never been about what he is. Now, with people around him and breaking tackles and things like that, he's amazing. But he's comparing him right now, and Dak Prescott is a franchise quarterback. But to compare him to Russell and Mahomes, again, let's just be realistic here. Those guys are off the charts. They're first ballot Hall of Famers right now. Like right now. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is like one of those guys, if he played 2 more years, we'd be like, let's induct him into the Hall of Fame. That's a good enough career for me. I never saw anybody do that. And Russell Wilson's doing the same type of crap. So Yeah, I don't think Dak Prescott is as good as Russell Wilson or Mahomes or any of those guys. I don't. But he's really damn awesome. And damn did he make a lot of good throws in that football game. That's just not part of what he does. But either way, you put the people around him and everything like that, he can win and he can bring you to a Super Bowl. He can. But they got other issues on that team rather than Dak Prescott's scrambling ability and not being like Russell Wilson.
There's just a wistful quality to the way that Jerry Jones was talking about Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson and Romo. He just jammed Romo into the conversation.
Romo
was trending yesterday.
Yeah.
But the point is, this is all being uttered at a time when they're paying Dak $31.4 million this year. Mm-hmm. He's due to make $37.68 million next year if they tag him again. He's wanted that long-term deal that's going to get more and more expensive as time goes by because the Cowboys haven't paid him. And I think it's indicative of the thing that has stopped the Cowboys from caving, that if they had Mahomes or Wilson, they would just write the check. But there's something that's holding them back from making the all-in commitment to Dak Prescott. And look, I'm not suggesting that there was anything deliberate or it was a signal or it was a message of what's going to happen next year, but there was a quality in that sound that was coming from Jerry Jones that makes me think his quarterback situation isn't really where he wants it to be until he's got one of those guys. You're not going to get one of those guys. That's just not going to happen.
No.
Because first of all, neither of those guys we knew before the draft they were going to be who they were. Patrick Mahomes went 10th overall. Russell Wilson was the third-round pick. You just can't wave a wand and get one of these guys.
No, to your point.
Sometimes you got to do the best you can with who you have.
That's right. To your point, I mean, they got Tony Romo. They probably didn't expect him to be like that. Tony Romo.
He's undrafted.
Undrafted, right. So, yeah, you're right. And he's plenty elusive. He makes plenty of plays off schedule. Again, we're talking about like all-time wheeler and dealers in Mahomes and Wilson and Rodgers and those type of guys. I mean, they're like as slick with the ball as anybody you've ever seen. I mean, they're showmen, they're craftsmen that way. Yeah, Dak Prescott's a little bit more of your traditional, like I'm going to stand in there and I'm big and strong and I'm going to fire this ball. And if I have to run, I can run. It's going to be straight away running. He's not going to dance around and make people miss and then look downfield and do that. No, that's just not his game. You can't have it all. You can't. And, yeah, unfortunately, Prescott does not have that ability like those guys do. But, damn, it's still a lot of really good ability. And you watch that game back. I mean, there was a number of high-level throws that are not just easy. You go, whoa, he put that ball on the money, down the field aggressively, and does some things that, make your jaw drop a little every now and then.
And, Jerry, it could be worse. Instead of Dak Prescott, your choices for a short week game against the New York Jets could be Jeff Driscoll, Blake Bortles, and a guy with the last name of Rippon.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.